some breaking news from the NBA. The Detroit Pistons. First-time All-Star Jaylen Duren has accepted an invitation to participate in the 2026 NBA Slam Dunk Contest. According to Shams Charania, Jaylen Duren will be in the dunk contest.
Is K just going to lob them all?
I don't know. Like, how does that work?
It's going to be the first time we see a pick and roll in the dunk contest. I like it. No, honestly, though, I don't know what he... Like, I know he's pretty athletic, but I'm not sure... This might be a rough dunk contest because when the big men try to do dunks, no one's ever impressed. It's always the little guys that win it or the wings.
It's happened, though.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard was amazing at it.
Very creative.
Blake Griffin was pretty good at it when he could
jump. He could jump out the building.
Well, when he could jump, yeah.
Yes. But, Aaron Gordon was a tall guy that did really well, too.
It's about creativity. I mean, you got to, how creative can you be? What props will you bring? Costuming. All matters in the dunk contest.
What if one of the dunks he does is he brings Dylan Brooks out, kicks him in the nuts, punches him in the face, and then goes coast to coast and dunks it?
He would have won before the dunk.
He got a 50 before
50,
he even.
Who doesn't give him a 50?
Right before he even leaves the ground. He's people hold up.
He's going to bring Asar Thompson out. Asar's going to miss a mid-range shot, and then Jaylen Duren's going to tip jam it.
It's perfect.
50.
Yep.
Basic cuff dunk, yeah.
Duren joins Lakers center Jackson Hayes and Spurs rookie Carter Bryant in the contest field. You know, I was kind of wondering if LeBron was going to do it because it might be his last year.
Has he ever done it? I don't think he
so.
has.
No.
Remember he used to threaten, I'll definitely do it next year.
There was one year where it was amazing, and he said he was going to do it, and of course he didn't do it in the next year.
And I remember we brought it up, and Kang, you interjected and said, yeah, whatever. I'll believe it when I see it.
No. And then they did ask him this year, Doug, and he said, I'm 41, man. No. So that was like his answer.
So Jaylen Duren's in the dunk contest, which could be cool. How creative can you get? Who's your creative team? Like, do you have to bring in an outsider to come up with something new, something fresh? You know, a cupcake that you got to blow out the candle that's sitting up there on the rim, that whole thing. What are we going to do that's new and fresh? Matt McClung's not in it, right?
Yeah, he declined.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, the guy can't keep using this guy, man.
Why not?
Because he said so. He's like, no more, please.
You can pay me and I'll do it. Yeah, give me a large sum of money to do it.
Back to the G League he goes.
Right?
To save your special, precious slam dunk contest.
Okay, so, it's kind of cool news, potentially. In the meantime, Deadline Dialogue, The Athletic's Hunter Patterson has a story quoting league sources about the Pistons. Whole stories about the Pistons. What they may or may not do at this trade deadline. First of all, he writes, it appears the Pistons, the odds of Pistons making a major move does not feel great. He says their demeanor feels more opportunistic than aggressive. When it comes to Tobias, league sources is who he cites. The Pistons are not engaged in discussions involving Tobias Harris. That is as of 5:30 this morning, I think, is when he posted this story, or that it got posted. League sources saying not involved in discussions involving Tobias Harris.
Well, deadline's Thursday.
Yep.
And if I'm going to read anything into it, that just tells me that the Pistons probably aren't in on some monster deal to acquire, because they would have to make money work in a monster deal. So any thought of like Lauri Markkanen, does that mean that Michael Porter Jr. is
probably out?
Not, at least at this point.
Yep.
Maybe they re-engage today and figure it out.
I mean, things could change, but I'm looking when this story indeed got posted 7:05 this morning. So as of 7:05, league sources are saying the Pistons are not engaged in discussions involving Tobias Harris. Jaden Ivey, if a deal presents itself, quote, the Pistons would explore it, end quote. Now, Jaden Ivey is, I mean, we've already talked about him a little bit here, but he's a fascinating player in that the upside feels like it's still there. I don't think coming off the injury, I don't know if that's necessarily damaged Jaden Ivey's. People might try to get him cheap, but I don't think the Pistons are going to sell him cheap. Here's one of the things that Patterson wrote. Ivy seemingly lacks the explosion and athleticism he once relied on before the broken leg and is averaging career low in points, assists, and rebounds and minutes played. If a deal involving Ivy presents itself, the Pistons could explore it. So there is that.
I'm just saying, it's not just the broken leg. Remember, it's the knee. He injured the knee after he recovered from the broken leg. He was sounded like he was good to go late in the summer. And then this knee injury happens, and that's really set him back. That's two things you have to deal with.
Danis Jenkins, whose contract has to get converted from the two-way contract because he's approaching the 50-game limit. So somebody's probably going to get cut, and that's probably going to be Isaac Jones. But with Jenkins' emergence, again, Patterson writes, Marcus Sasser's expendable moving forward. Sasser's under contract through 26-27 and could become a restricted free agent in the summer of 28. You know, I think Sasser feels to me like a throw-in, but a throw-in with some value. Not a ton of it. I think on his own he doesn't get you a lot back, but as a throw-in with a draft pick, a high draft pick, or another player, he could be a sweetener.
Look, you do not want to fall in love with your own players. But sometimes you can't help it. I can't help but think that if Marcus Sasser were playing on a team that gave him starters minutes, that he'd average 20 points a game.
Yeah. And then there's this. Asar Thompson and Isaiah Stewart also are extension eligible this summer. The Pistons could have an offer come in that makes too much sense and decide to capitalize on it. These would, I think, qualify as big moves. They're not big money players, but Asar Thompson and Isaiah Stewart, that's cutting into the core, and I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, that would, and I just maintain this until proven otherwise, because he has proven to do it this way. I don't think that the owner of the Pistons, Tom Gores, wants to see this thing blown up anytime soon.
Yeah.
If it means he's got to go over the luxury and pay a luxury tax to keep these guys together, I think he will. I think that's the brilliance of having this team, is that it's your team. They will be your free agents, your own free agents. So I think that he's shown the willingness to spend. I mean, to buy out the contract of the previous coach was amazing. But it's something we have not seen in town from any owner make that kind of a move, which was $60 million or $70 million that he just ate to move on from a coach. So why wouldn't I expect him to go ahead and do the same thing when it comes to the roster?
248-539-9797. Steve is next on 97.1. Hello, Steve.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Regarding the Pistons in the trade, I said, you can't look at the other teams, but, Lions, they were there. They made no moves. Didn't work out. Tigers, they were there. They didn't make any moves. That didn't work out. The Pistons are pretty deep. They got a deep bench. You got Ron Holland, Oscar Thompson, same player. Neither one of them can score, and they both play good defense. We don't need both of them.
I would disagree with that.
Tobias, they're not going to re-sign him after this year. If you can package up him and one of Asar or Ron Holland and Ivy and get Markkanen or Porter, they've got the team that they can go the distance. They have to make a move.
Hold on. What are you giving up? You're giving up
either Asar or Ron Holland, one of those two.
One of those two, Ivy and Tobias.
Holland, Ivy, and Tobias.
So between Holland and Oscar, one of them, and Ivy, you get no offensive production out of any of them. The only one you get from is Tobias, and you're not going to re-sign him after this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's really reshaping a lot of the core of your team. I love what Lauri Markkanen brings to the offensive end. You are cutting into your defensive identity. Steve, that's something that they obviously value quite a bit.
Well, but you're only losing, one piece out of the defensive identity?
I'm going to assume they're going to take Asar.
Okay, so let's say you're losing one guy on defense. Tobias don't play defense that well. And Ivy, he's not out there long enough to play defense that well.
I guess
you're losing over 30 points a game.
Yeah, you're getting back a shooter.
It's a stud who plays defense.
It's tempting. I can't see them doing this. Can't see him doing it. It's tempting as hell because I think Laurie Marketing.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, it's tempting. I guess the part that I mean, right away what threw me off is if you don't think that Asar Thompson or Ron Holland have any offensive skill, I guess I don't know what you're watching. I mean, they're not asked to score a ton, but they can. Asar Thompson in particular is a player that's really kind of kicked it up a notch and shown that he's got way more ability, and the ceiling is high. The ceiling's high for both of those players. Markin's an interesting player when you look at the other side of it, though.
There is a player the Pistons did covet that they tried or were interested in that apparently they cannot get. It's off the market. It feels like we'll get to that at 11:02 on 97.1.